channel. It's Chelsea, where we talk about all things glam and all things girly. I am a beauty enthusiast that loves to talk about everything dealing with beauty and makeup, and today I want to highlight some of those products that are not brand new, okay? These are products that are a little older. Some of them are quite old in terms of, in the beauty space, and they're products that I really enjoy and I want to get more use out of them in 2022. So I didn't really use them too much this year, but I really want to appreciate them next year, get some good use out of them, and be able to share with you like better thoughts on these products, because I've tried all of these products. There's one product I have not tried at all, but I've heard such good things about it. So definitely want to show some love to the products that we already have, because I do believe we all have some good gems at home. We just gotta love on them a little bit more. So stay tuned for all of that. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I truly do appreciate it. And let's get right into this video. First off, let's address, I have on no mascara and I am here for this look. Like banging eyeshadow, banging lip, no mascara, no lashes. What y'all think? I like it. I do. So just wanted to address it just in case you were like, her eyes look a little funny. I don't have on any mascara. That's that. Okay, so going in order of like how I apply my makeup, first I'm going to tell you the primer-ish product I have on. I'm wearing the Valentino V Lighter Dual Use Liquid Light Face, Base, and Top Coat. I don't know why the name is so long. I'm wearing the shade Ombre, and I have really been enjoying this. This is like a very quick mini review. This is a liquid illuminator slash face primer. Adds a beautiful glow to the face, and I really do think it helps to add a nice like lit from within glow underneath your foundation. Okay, moving on from that. So the first product I want to highlight is the foundation I'm wearing today. This is the Westman Atelier, the Vital Skin Foundation Stick in the shade Atelier 10. I really enjoy this foundation stick. I did put this in my best of foundations of 2021, and the reason why I say I want to use it more is because it is such a creamy formula. It looks so stunning on the skin and I love it. I just want to use it more. So like I use it, I like it. Obviously it's in my best of favorites video. I want to get more use out of it. Like I feel like for the way that I really enjoy this product, I need to be using this product at least once a week. So I want to get more use out of this foundation stick because it's so creamy. I love the shade match. I think it glides over the skin really beautifully, blends in effortlessly, and it's not heavy, it's not cakey. It's like a great everyday, light to medium makeup type look foundation. All of those words together. And it's so great. I truly enjoy it. And I also enjoy the packaging of this particular foundation stick. So that is one foundation stick I really want to get more use out of because I love it. And every time I use it, I'm like, why don't I use this more? Next, I have the Mented Cosmetics foundation stick. I have mine in the shade T10. This is another really excellent one. So let me do swatches against the back of my hand, just so you can get an idea of the shade. So this is what the Mented foundation stick looks like. There's a swatch right there. And then Westman Atelier. Westman Atelier is going to be a bit creamier than Mented. Mented is not dry in the least bit, but Westman Atelier is just creamier, if that makes sense. So you can see a shade difference between the two. I feel like the Westman Atelier works now, but it would be too light for the summertime. So Mented, I think, works great in the summertime, might be like slightly deep during the winter time, if that makes sense. It gives you context. But this is a very creamy formula. It's just not as creamy as Westman Atelier, but it has very good lasting power. Westman Atelier, I think, it gives me a good work day's worth of wear. Same as Mented, has really good longevity on the skin. I feel like Westman Atelier, that this foundation stick gives us more of like a satin finish, whereas the Mented foundation stick is going to give us more of like a natural finish. And you can see that on the back of my hand. The Westman Atelier has just a bit more like slight radiance to it compared to Mented. But they're both very beautiful foundation sticks. Very easy to apply, blends well into the skin. And then I have a third foundation stick. I know, I don't know what it is about foundation sticks, but I have the Huda one. So this is the Faux Filter Skin Finish in the shade Toffee 420G. Once again, another beautiful formula. I feel like the formula of all three of these foundation sticks is quite similar. So this is the Huda one in terms of shade. Once again, leaves us with a nice natural finish, blends very easily into the skin. And I think of all of the foundation sticks, if I were going and like recommending which one for, you know, which shades, I think if you have oily to combination skin, you would probably prefer either the Huda or the Mented. And if you had drier skin, normal to drier skin, well, drier skin, you would probably prefer Westman Atelier. If you had normal skin, you could go with any of them because they do have more of like a natural finish, with Westman having more of like a satin natural finish. But all three of these foundation sticks are beautiful. And when the Huda first came out, I actually wore this a really good amount of time and then I just stopped reaching for it. So once again, wanting to just get more use out of these foundations because they're great quality ones. And when I wear them, I'm like, yes. So I need to wear them more. One more foundation for you. So I actually decluttered this foundation. And when Victoria J, she's a beautiful creator here on YouTube. I'll link her channel down below. She commented and was like, my heart stopped and I got a little offended when I saw you declutter this particular skin tint. So this is the Georgio Armani Neo Nude True to Skin Natural Glow Foundation. And I had the shade 8.75 and I was like, were you taking it back because I decluttered it, or were you taking it back because the product is not good? She was like, no, that you decluttered it. Like, why would you do that? It's such a great product. So I was like, you know what? I haven't technically put it in the trash. I'm going to bring it back, give it another chance. So I'm keeping this because I want to give it another chance. You know, let's give it a little bit more love to see if this is a product that I should keep in my collection. I remember when I first tried it, I did enjoy it, and it was just one of those products. I tried it, used it a few times, and then I stopped using it. So I'm gonna love on it a little bit more. Thank you, Vicky J, for recommending me to keep it. We'll love on it a little bit more. Okay. In terms of its coverage, very light coverage, like light coverage. And I remember it having a very nice, like satin-like finish. So not too dewy, but definitely not anything, you know, dry or anything like that. Okay, concealer. I've had this concealer now a good year and a half. And I probably can count on one hand how many times I've used it. I did use it today though. It is the Armani. We have the, what is this called? Power Fabric Concealer in the shade 7.75. And I remember when this concealer first came out, everybody raved about it. It was everyone's favorite concealer. And I was like, I don't know why I just didn't get it. I don't know. Here's the concealer swatch. I don't know why. I just sat on it for a very long time. So I think it was last year. It went on sale. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get it, give it a try. And it looks great. I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I love the way it looks on the under eye, down the T-zone. I can't tell you why I don't reach for it more often. It has a really beautiful finish. I would say this has a very nice natural finish. Nothing too dry, nothing too dewy, but it's not too dry for my under eye area because that area is more dry. That skin there is more dry. It looks great. I don't know why I don't reach for it. And I know that it has good solid medium to full coverage. I mean, all the things are checked off. I can't tell you why I don't reach for it. But when I do reach for it, I enjoy it. So I'm like, at least let me like use it more often so then I can really figure out like, is it something about it I don't like, or do I just need to reach for it more? So that's that. I love the way it looks under the eye. I think it looks beautiful. So there we go. Okay, oh, powder. Okay. I have here, this is the Suqqu, which one is this? This is the Soft Velvet Loose Powder. There's only one shade, so this is what it looks like. It has like this pinky undertone to the powder, and that is supposed to help brighten the under eye. I used it to set my T-zone, and it looks great. And y'all know, I ride hard for the Kosas Cloud Set powder in the shade Pillowy. That is like my preferred under eye setting powder. This particular powder, I mean, it looks beautiful. I felt like when I was applying it, like my pores were like blurred over. I feel like it has left a filtered effect in my T-zone. I'm looking up close and I feel like my pores look smooth over and blurred. Like, this is a really beautiful powder and it is so lightweight. It feels like nothing against the skin. So I'm just like, I keep it in my drawer right here. This is the drawer I keep things in when I want to reach for them often. I don't know what, I know I don't reach for it. I'm so obsessed with the Kosas powder. So I do have other great powders, and even if Kosas is still my favorite, I can still love on other powders, and this is a really great one to try, and I love it. So there's that. This other powder, y'all, I've been using this powder consecutively for a solid week now, and I am convinced this powder gives the most flawless finish to the skin. And it's like the perfect matte but not flat look. Like, you know when you look at someone's makeup and their skin looks so soft, you feel like it just, like if you were to rub your hand against their face would feel almost like velvet, like velvety soft. This powder does that. You ready to hear what it is? Gucci powder. I'm not gonna even try to pronounce the full name, okay? It's the Gucci powder. I have the shade 07. This right here, I'm like, I've had this powder for over a year. It's been sitting in my drawer. I put it in the drawer next to me so I could use it more. And I just, you know, I'd reach for it here and there. I'm like, okay, this is nice, but like nothing to like, you know, be raving about. And I was watching Chelsea's video and she did a full face of Gucci. So she was talking about this powder, how much she loved it. I was like, let me pull this powder back out, you know, give it a little love. I'm gonna show you this in action. Where is my buffing brush? So as always, when I want to buff in a powder, I always go in with the Sonia G Smooth Buffer Brush. Best buffer brush out there. So I go in. Now this shade does add a touch of color to my foundation, just a touch of color, but I give it a nice little swirl, okay? And I just buff it in to my skin. And I mean, it just glides over the face. I have breakouts down here. We don't cling to any of those breakouts. We also are not accentuating them. We just smooth over the breakouts. It looks stunning. This does have a scent, but the scent doesn't bother me. It's very light. It smells like other Gucci products, but very light, very faint. Doesn't linger on the skin. But this powder, like, it is stunning. I'm like, I think I want to get this powder in a lighter shade to use it under the eyes because it definitely has added a little bit more warmth to my skin. So this will probably be a great shade for the summer. And then I will probably want to get shade like 5 for like the under eye area because now I'm like, I really want to put this under my eyes, but it's going to be, you know, too deep. I try not to say too often that you need something, but you might want to go ahead and get this one. I'm just gonna say that. Stunning. Stunning. Flawless, filtered, soft focus. All of the things that we want our makeup to do, this powder does. Okay, then we're gonna move on to face products. So I really, really want to get more use out of the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look in a palettes. So she came out with these early 2021. Yes, I think so. This is the deeper one. And I have the lighter one. And I really enjoy her Instant Look in a palettes. I have, I think, 3 or 4 of these. These were underwhelming. And I can't even tell you why because the formula is amazing. We have her Airbrush Flawless Finish powder in here, which is one of my favorite powders. It was my absolute favorite powder until I came in contact with the Kosas one, but I still love and enjoy using it. We've got her bronzer here. I mean, her bronzers are amazing. The eyeshadows are really pretty. We've got a blush and a highlighter. All of the products are beautiful. They show well on my skin, blend like butter. I can't, like formulation wise, no problem. Even the tones of them, really beautiful shades. This is the deeper one. I just don't reach for them, and I don't know why I don't reach for them. I guess it was because I was a little underwhelmed. I thought there would be more of a difference between these two palettes in terms of one being for lighter complexions and one being for deeper complexions. And I remember when I did my review on these, like for the eyeshadow, she had different formulations, and I wish she would have had the same formula of eyeshadows for both palettes. So I think I was just like a little disappointed and underwhelmed, so then I stopped I basically didn't reach for them after I used them 1 or 2 times. But they're really beautiful palettes. I do enjoy them, so I want to reach for them more. So we have those there. 2 Suqqu blush palettes. So today I used blush palette 102, and this is 102. And I used this blush today, and it's so pretty, very complimentary to the eyeshadow that I have on. These blush palettes are amazing. Like you've got, for this particular one, you have 3 blush shades and then 3 highlighter shades. And then I was also gifted 103. I purchased 102, so I was gifted 103. And in this one, we have multiple blush shades and highlighter shades. And the formula is like, I have not tried one Suqqu product yet that I've been like, it's okay. They are such an amazing brand, and even if the products that I'm talking about are not available, because they do tend to sell out of their products quite quickly, especially the ones that are limited edition. If what I'm talking about today you don't see, but if you see something else from the brand that you think you might like, give it a try. Hands down, more than likely, you will love it, because the formula of their products is so great and it's so distinctive. Like, they are different, and I really enjoy them. I don't know why I don't reach for these blush palettes more, and I think I don't reach for them more because I'm either trying other blushes, or like I just get in a rut with my blushes where I will keep using the same ones that I like, and I don't tend to reach for other ones. But I really love these, and like these are sitting in my drawer to get more use out of them, because I'm like, these are great products. I highly recommend them. They're just products I need to use more. Nothing wrong with them. Some of the best blushes and highlighters I have. I just need to use them more. Okay, then we get into highlighters. So the highlighter that I'm wearing today is by Charlotte Tilbury. It's her Bar of Gold highlighter palette, and I'm wearing this shade right here. Yo, these highlighters, amazeballs. Amazeballs. So like I just added a touch of it, because you don't need a lot. Like literally, like brush through it like a couple of times lightly. Add it, and you get just such a beautiful glow. I did not add a lot, but if you want to go high shine and intense, like glow to the gods glow, you can get it from these. I love the tones in this palette because they're not too light and they're not too deep. So I think all of these will work great for a multiple amount of complexions. And a lot of times you could just run your brush through all 3 of them and get such a beautiful highlight. Like, this is such a good highlighter palette. And I've used this one, but I want to use it more, because every time I use it, I'm like, yes. I put the highlighter on the high points of the cheeks and down the T-zone, and I love it. It's such a great product. I just need to use it more. Okay, then we have the Westman Atelier cream highlighter in the shade Peau de Pêche. And this is, this is like a cream to powder formula. It's a cream highlighter, but it does have a nice dry down. Like, it's a powder, even though it's not. And anytime I've seen someone wear this, before I know that they're wearing this, I'm always like, what is that highlight on their face? And then they're like, it's Peau de Pêche by Westman Atelier. And I'm like, I have you. Why don't I wear you more? Let me swatch it. Such a stunning highlighter. So this is the highlighter right here. And what I love about it is when you put it on the face, it just gives you such a glow. Like, nothing high shine. You're just like, what is that on the cheeks? And it's like, it's almost lit from within, but then it's a little bit more than lit from within. It's stunning. I love it. And I'm like I said, every time I see somebody wearing this highlighter and I'm like, what is on their face? And then I find out what it is. I'm like, I have this and I don't be using it. I need to get on it. So such a stunning highlighter. Definitely need to get more use out of it. And then I have a lot of Westman Atelier products. Once again, I don't know why I don't use them more, because they're really, really good. The Westman Atelier bronzer And I'm wearing the bronzer today. It is beautiful. Now, I will say this. It's only one bronzer shade. First things first. Secondly, when I first got this bronzer, I used too much and it was kind of patchy. So for this bronzer, I would recommend go in with a light amount and then build as needed. So there is the bronzer shade right here. So it does show against my complexion. I think if you are really any deeper than me, you probably won't be able to wear it. Maybe a shade deeper than me, you can build it up to very light bronze, but it also pulls a little more neutral. So I think it, you know, I don't see it working really for really anybody too much deeper than my complexion. So I do hope they come out with more shades. And like I said, use a small amount, build up to your liking, and then it blends out really nicely. But if you go in kind of ham and try to blend it out that way, at least for me, I found that it took a bit to get it to blend because it was kind of skipping. It wasn't blending as well. But once I figured out how to work with it, I really do like it. And once again, I use the product. I'm like, why don't I use this more? I really do like it. And then on to, one last highlighter, Pat McGrath's Highlighter Trio. So I think I got this last year. Was it last year or early this year? But these highlighters are so pretty and I don't know why I don't use them more. Like I have a couple of these highlighters are actually in some of her Mothership palettes, and especially this highlighter right here. I love this one. Why don't I use it more? I don't know. I don't know. So I'm definitely going to make more of a conscious effort to use them more because it really is a gorgeous highlighter. There's no fallout associated and you just get this beautiful sheen on the cheeks. So it was like, I remember wanting this palette so much, but like not being able to bite the bullet to pay for it. And then it was like, I got to a point where I'm like, okay, I can actually buy it. And I finally get it, and then I don't use it. That makes sense. I know. Okay, eyeshadow palettes, and then we're done. The Westman Atelier iPods. Have not used these. These were gifted to me by a friend, and I was like, oh, awesome, I'd love to try them. I have yet to put these on my eyes, and I can't tell you why. I don't know why. I think it might have been because I heard like these weren't the best formula in terms of them just not having like a lot of pigment, but I have not tried them for myself, so I can't even confirm that. But I need to give it a try because first of all, the packaging is really pretty. And if these are, so here's like the outer packaging. And I'm like, and if these are really pretty and easy to work with, these would be great like one and done simple eye looks, or simple eyeshadows for simple eye looks. So I need to give them a try. Secondly, my Suqqu palettes. Now I have, let me just share. I have a lot of Suqqu palettes, okay? I have 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 Suqqu palettes, and I do use them. I just want to use them more because, like I said earlier, the formulation of their products as a whole, stunning. I'm wearing on my eyes today, I guess it's shade or palette 110. Look at just the shifts of those shimmers and look at my, I think that's why I didn't want to put on lashes and mascara. I was like looking at my eye, I'm like, this right here looks like a whole galaxy on my eyes. It is beautiful and they're just stunning. And like I said, if this particular palette is already sold out, just look for a palette that you think you would like in terms of color scheme. The formula is amazing. So like on days where I don't have to use a particular palette, I want to reach for my Suqqu palettes more because I really love them. And another thing that I like about their palettes is that you really don't feel like you have duplicated color stories. So like just to quickly show you the ones that I have. So I've got 110 right here. Then I have 105. And the way that they put these color combinations together, it is quite different. Like sometimes I've opened up a palette and I'm like, is this really gonna go together? And they do. This is 102. And I will admit I was gifted a good amount of these. So far, the ones that I've showed you, I have been gifted. 109, 107. Like, oh, this color story. This was one of the color stories that I looked at and I was like, okay, this is interesting. put it on the eyes and I was like, yes. 103. Love, love, love this one. This was from a spring release. Pretty sure this one is sold out. And 104. Look at that one. Just beautiful. And then I have 136. And I did purchase this one. And y'all know, I love me some pinks. But yes, I love my Suqqu eyeshadow palette. And like I said, if I don't have to use another eyeshadow for like a particular reason, I want to reach for these more. The Anastasia Soft Glam palette. Okay, totally not anything new, right? No. But this is such like, one of you all called the Patrick Ta the most boring, prettiest palette. That's exactly how I feel about this Soft Glam palette. It's so boring to me. I look at it and I just go. But put this on the eyes and it's like, yes, the looks are stunning. The formula is great. Like, I think this palette is just a classic palette. If someone were to ask me, like, I need, you know, a really beautiful, neutral, like, soft glam palette in this price range, what are your recommendations? I'm definitely recommending this along with maybe a couple of other ones. I love it. And it's like, for a while, I was like, I don't really like it. And I just had to admit, it was boring to me. But just because it's boring doesn't mean it's not going to get the job done. And it also doesn't mean that I'm going to get boring looks from it. It's beautiful. And so I have come to terms, you are the prettiest, boringest, neutral palette, but you create some great looks. So I need to show you some love. So I do want to give this palette more love because it is a stunner. It's beautiful and it deserves more recognition. And then lastly, I talked about this, when I was doing my eyeshadow palette declutter. I have the Kaleidos Club Nebula eyeshadow palette. Thank you for the person who told me that the influencer's name is on the palette. Her name is Angelica Narquist. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing her last name wrong, but she is an influencer and a creator, and she collaborated with Kaleidos to create this eyeshadow palette. I have never used it, and so many of you all commented and said, Chelsea, this palette is stunning. You have to use it. The formula is great. Like, get your hands in it. So I'm most definitely looking forward to using this eyeshadow palette soon. And I think it's gonna look even better in terms of the looks that you can create for the springtime. So very much looking forward to it because I don't know the creator, so I am gonna look her up because that was another comment that a few of you all said, like, you have to check her out. I think you'll like her. So most definitely wanting to get more use out of this because I have yet to use it, and you all raved so much about it. I was like, well, I need to try this very soon. So yes, is that it? That is it. Those are all of the products that I want to give more love to. If you're wondering the lip combination that I have on, I went in with Mother Pat's lip liner in Deep Void, and then the Suqqu lipstick in the shade 106. That is the combination I have on my lips, and I'm here for it. So let me know in the comment section some products that you have that you're like, Chelsea, these are great products. I just don't be reaching for them, but I want to reach for them more in 2022 because I know we have some. All of us have makeup that we love on, and then we have makeup that we love, but we don't be loving on. So let's love on those products. Leave them down in the comment section below because there might be some products that I haven't thought about that I'm like, you know what, they're right. Let me pull that one out as well. And if you've made it to this point in the video and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing and joining the Glam Girl Squad. And guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye, guys.